20 years ago.
Yeah,
There's
that
no.
recent.
It's a fair statement to say that there's no really bad car.
Okay.
If you look at the technology in all of the vehicles, and a lot of the technology actually was invented by Mercedes-Benz. But if you look what's available in vehicles today in terms of safety, ABS, ESP, crumple zones, etc. All of this is available in many makes. I think what makes Mercedes-Benz as a brand and as a product different in that regard, if you take the overall package in terms of safety, in terms of prestige, in terms of comfort, etc., it's all there. Engineering, and it's very much in line with our brand's motto, the best or nothing. So we tried in terms of the product to have the best product, but also the experience of dealing with Mercedes, the experience of dealing with our people should always be the best in that regard.
Yeah.
So it's an overall package to look how we distinguish ourselves from others.
Oh, that's great. Now, of course, everybody is now caring a lot about energy saving.
Yes.
But this is going to be an issue for centuries and decades to come. How do you foresee this issue here? I mean, we're actually driving a car that uses diesel fuel. Of course, that is better than gasoline. But how do you think, I don't know if you can see already into the future, because this is definitely going to be the biggest issue about cars worldwide.
Yes.
How do you foresee this? I mean, do you know what's in the works right now? What are we trying to use in the future so that we can save even more energy and love this earth, not destroy it?
Exactly. Look, it's a very important topic. And I think in every manufacturer, whether it's automotive industry or manufacturing in general, it's very important that we look at ways to conserve resources, look at ways to ensure that we're not adding pollutants into the atmosphere in that regard. From an automotive point of view, my personal opinion, of course, in Europe at the moment, probably 2/3 of all cars are diesel. Diesel is very popular. Clean burning diesel is very efficient in that regard, not putting as much pollutants into the atmosphere. Of course, the topic there comes about electric vehicles.
Yeah, I was just going to say, do you think that's efficient?
Electric vehicles, I believe there is a strong potential and a strong future for electric vehicles. A lot of it comes back, Shirley, to infrastructure.
Okay.
To have the right infrastructure to support the electric vehicle process. So some countries are ahead of others in that regard. Some manufacturers are ahead of others. We have, from Mercedes-Benz, a lot of research. We have, for example, our small compact car, the Smart, which is also available in an electric concept.
How does that
in
sell?
That regard.
Good?
We don't have that available in Taiwan, but it's internationally is an important product for the range, important area for us to grow ahead. In terms of biofuels, etc., fuel cell, this is all coming for the future. But there is a lot of resources and a lot of technology that's available now, but it's whether the market is ready to accept that overall.
I see. Can you run fast with electric cars?
Very fast.
Yeah?
In actual fact,
okay.
and the electric car, actually I was at a Smart conference last year, and we were driving the electric vehicle, but the take-up rate of the Smart is incredible. It's actually even quicker because you have direct energy transfer to the wheels in that regard. The point is, but it's super quiet. So you really don't have of course you don't have the engine sound. But in terms you have this immediate instantaneous response, but super quiet.
Yeah, because I think for people who love cars, who love driving, speed is one thing, and then the other thing is the noise.
Look,
the turbo.
Right. The sound of vehicles also is very impressive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Well, so what do you think about Taiwanese people? Do you think Taiwanese people understands car very well? What's your personal opinion?
Well, that's
no, really.
Very broad question, Shirley.
I don't know. In general, what do you think?
Look, I think you could take the same answer in many countries, I suppose. Either you really enjoy cars, you're an enthusiast, you understand what is the emotion behind that. Some people love it. There are other people that can be very blasé, very mediocre. A car is a car. And that is it. It's a form of transportation. But I think overall, it's as we said really earlier. It's an emotional part. So I think a car forms a little bit about your personality in that regard. A car sort of signifies sort of where, what you believe in terms of where you want to, where you position the overall yourself in terms of what you want to use the car for in that regard. It's a very broad basis.
It is. Yeah, there are a lot of factors you have to think about, but personally, I guess it really has to do with personality, because sometimes I see some cars on the streets and I'm going like, I would never get a car like that. Or, why would he think about getting a car, whereas I think he would have been better at getting this other car.
Right.
But I guess it is...
Look, at the end, I think, right, look, practicality.
And price maybe. Because maybe that's a cheaper car, so...
Of course. I mean, I think people, firstly, practicality, then your emotion comes into it, and then, right, what do you want to spend on a vehicle in general. But I think that in terms, what is interesting, there's a lot of manufacturers, there's a lot of brands represented in Taiwan. The luxury segment is growing.
It's growing
very strongly. You're seeing a lot of cars on the road here in that regard, and a lot of new cars on the road as well.
Does that mean the Taiwanese people are getting richer?
Look, business. I mean, it's all, again related to the economy. It's people are spending money, definitely.
People are enjoying life.
Right.
More.
Right.
Now, right.
And that's actually also another very good point. I mean, lifestyle aspect. We said, getting out into the countryside. Also, a car somehow represents, as you say, a little bit of the personality in that regard. So overall, an expression of who you are, what you believe in that regard. So there is a lot of new cars on the market.
Yes. I have a question. It's a very general question, but what's your definition of a luxury car?
Well,
your own definition of a luxury car.
Yeah. Look, actually, luxury can mean many things to many people. To be honest.
What about to you?
To me, I think luxury, obviously, number one, represents very high quality, superior quality in that regard. Luxury also represents, into a point, the status of the brand in that regard. I think also luxury can mean in terms how the services behind are provided in that regard. So it is broad in many ways, and luxury to one person may not really mean luxury to another person. But Mercedes-Benz is definitely a luxury brand in that regard, but also it's a brand that we want to also move into newer segments, newer consumer groups. So we don't necessarily position everything as an upper luxury product. Also, but it must be premium in terms of product, premium in terms of the services we provide, premium in terms of the backup, etc., and premium in terms of the experience that you have overall when dealing anywhere with the brand. And when you test drive as well, of course. Test drive is a very important part of the buying process, to experience the product, to experience the brand as well. I think one of the best ways to appreciate a product, and particularly Mercedes, is to test drive the car, to really have that experience, and then you can see what it really is all about. And a good test drive explaining all the features, explaining all the product benefits is a good way for a consumer to understand what are they really buying.
Wow. What's the biggest reason for Taiwanese consumers to buy Mercedes-Benz? Yeah, what have you discovered?
Yes, Shirley, again, it depends on the segment. In
you
that
mean
regard.
Like what model?
Right. In terms, I think the S-Class is very much a symbol. It has a lot of presence overall. But I think
have the highest demand in that segment.
Yeah, we're the leaders in the upper segments very clearly. But of course, there are many reasons. Safety can be one
That's
prime reason.
Probably like the top most important
It is really, yes, and Mercedes-Benz in terms of safety and design is high up there. It's very, very important. Overall design of the product in terms of how the feature fits into the lifestyle and the reflecting the personality is very important. what we said earlier with economy, so that's also a very important buying motivation for many people. So there are many. And then luxury as well, the comfort of really being into a lovely car, relaxing, feeling safe, feeling secure, and also having the right image and design is also many reasons
Image,
why an
yeah.
image. Yes.
Which it kind of equals to status.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. What plans do you have for the Mercedes-Benz market in Taiwan?
Of course, we have really some big plans. The most important is to continue to grow in the market in Taiwan. Taiwan is a very important market for us as a retailer here. We have introducing a lot of new products. We have the new E-Class coming out very shortly.
Oh, what is that?
That's a mid-range compact, a mid-range saloon in that regard. But this will also is one of the core products for the range. So in terms looking to grow in the market, ensure that we have as a company the highest levels of customer satisfaction, the highest levels of sales satisfaction, the highest levels of after-sales care for our customers. But very importantly is to ensure that we have really a unique buying experience, the best buying experience that you can have. Great product, great brand, but also to have really a very strong emotional buying experience for the consumer.
So I understand that you're trying to target a different group of people. So is it the younger people?
Yes, the product range is going into younger consumer segments. The new A-Class, very successful internationally, very successful. Also very successful here with our dealership. And that's targeting, of course, younger consumers to the brand, the B-Class, CLA. So we do have a lot of younger products coming into the market that we can focus on newer consumer groups as well. So away from the say the image where Mercedes is an older product and family sedan or a older luxury sedan, to coming into really a youthful design concept, youthful product. But also, and the way we actually sell that, so we have also younger salespeople. We spent a lot of time employing training. We have our own training academy where we're training younger people, really from the Taiwanese perspective, young Taiwanese, put them into a 6 months training program here in Taiwan.
That's like how you started?
Yes, actually very much the same. So I take a little bit of that concept, so what we're doing here, to have really to invest back into the Taiwanese economy in that regard. So train younger people into the organization, and also then the younger sales teams also could relate to the younger potential customers as well in that regard. So the overall direction is to move more into the younger consumer groups as well.
That's great. You're talking about young unmarried or young married couples?
Both. It doesn't matter.
I see.
It doesn't matter. But and also depending on the product as well. I mean, young married with young families also.
Yeah.
So it's really a very broad spectrum.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, John. It's been a lot of fun talking to you.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much, Shirley.
And I've learned a lot about the market and then about cars.
Thank you. Thank you.
But thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching, people. I'm Shirley Lin.